Everybody has some form of media-induced childhood trauma. And what's more important than your trauma is my trauma. Sheltered in my wholesome Christian family household, I was relatively protected, but sometimes things kind of slipped through the cracks. For example, Brian's death in Family Guy.
Brian, look out!
But let me paint you a picture. I was up late in the living room, watching Animal Planet one night, and a new TV episode began. It was a documentary about a monster with red eyes. I remember there being interviews where they would hold up statue models of a monster with red gem eyes, cutting to video footage of yellow eyes glaring from the bushes. And finally, when looking for the monster, while the camera faces the cameraman in night vision, it appears right behind him. It was at this moment that I was so freaked out, I turned off the TV, ran upstairs, and couldn't sleep all night. Well, I found the show, and today, for the first time in 15 years, I'm going to watch and react to it. Hopefully, this will give myself some closure, or it'll traumatize me all over again. Either way, it should be fun. The program is called Lost Tapes, and it's an American TV show that aired October 30th of 2008. It wasn't very well received as they're trying to sell supernatural fiction shows as documentaries. It was criticized as being for extremely gullible people. Well, that's me. Each episode is centered on an urban legend like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, and features supposedly lost footage from people that have encountered these monsters paired with interviews from experts. The show's run was pretty short and it ended after just 3 seasons, but the episode we're going to look at today is specifically season 2, episode 10, The Dover Demon. The beginning of the episode starts off with a disclaimer. The presence of hidden creatures is the subject of continued debate. The following story is inspired by the possibility of their existence. Well, if you ask me, this is kind of a sneaky way at saying this is extremely fake. Let's say perhaps you missed the first 30 seconds, or maybe you're 7 years old. You are totally not going to catch the disclaimers. It's so strange to me that Animal Planet would even put on a show like this in the first place. When I think of Animal Planet, I imagine these beautiful documentaries about the life cycle of an ant until it gets brutally murdered by a spider. The episode begins in Dover, Massachusetts, April 1997, which is the perfect place for a horror story because Massachusetts is already an enigma, and they begin with these overly dramatic interview clips of one of their experts speaking over this sick rock track.
It's almost as if the Dover Demon popped into our reality and popped out.
Sorry, I got way too into that. The main character's name is Chad Hurlis, and they did this man so dirty.
In April 2007, unemployed construction worker Chad Hurlis.
At this point, they should have just plastered all over the screen unemployed, as if that detail in specific is even important to the story. Okay, I'm getting a little too worked up. We're gonna move on. And Chad's goal is to film a fake video about the urban legend, the Dover Demon, to prove it as a hoax. And if you've seen any horror movies in your lifetime, you know this is essentially the stock plotline. They also include this weird moment between Chad and his girlfriend where it feels like they just didn't have enough runtime.
What are you doing? Doing what we were talking about earlier. Remember yesterday? The Dover Demon thing?
Oh, you were serious?
Yeah, baby.
And you can't help but feel extremely awkward watching them talk back and forth. They're really playing strong into this whole loser thing. I feel like I'm starting to hate Chad already, and we're at the beginning of the episode. The writing in the show is also pretty terrible. For example, while they spent the whole beginning of the episode planning to prove the Dover Demon as a hoax, it seems like the camera crew is afraid of it, which has got to be the absolute worst people to bring along if you're trying to make a fake video to prove it's not real. Something about this tells me they're going to run into the Dover Demon. The plan is to pay somebody to dress up in a costume as the Dover Demon and film it, and they do the whole "you guys are getting paid" meme.
Oh, you're getting paid for this? Hey, he's the only one who fits in the costume, all right?
But also, if you're trying to disprove the Dover Demon, why would you fake it? Is the goal to make it go viral or prove it's not real? Chad, I'm gonna need you to focus up real quick because there are 2 separate plot lines going on right now. It's in this next part that they cut to an interview segment with a cryptozoologist. That sounds more like it would be Logan Paul's job title. And it's here that we get one of those first small, distinct moments from my childhood. A small figure of a Dover Demon in its red gem eyes. They really went all out trying to make the viewer believe that this is a real profession by decorating the entire back shelf with fake skulls, as if you would just have them sitting out on a shelf. I'd also like to know how you get certified as a cryptozoologist because there's no way this is a real profession. And now Lauren Coleman interviewed from his mom's basement. Bringing us back to the crew, they've arrived at the woods and are preparing to enter. And another moment appears on screen exactly how I remember it.
Hey, guys. I think I see something in
with those bright eyes staring in the bushes. Obviously, it's a lot less creepy as an adult now. This show is actually a lot more goofy than I remember it. I guess that goes to show how much things can be different from when you were a child, because I remember being terrified the whole way through. As they enter deeper into the woods, they come across a tree with the most unnatural slash marks on it, which if you ask me is a pretty clear sign to turn back. I mean, the monster is so aggravated it attacked a tree for no reason. Maybe the personality of the Dover demon is more like a house cat. The cameraman also finds footprints on the ground, but it looks a lot more like they just covered the ground in water in the shape of footprints. Like, guys, at least try to put a little more effort into making the shape in the ground with a stick or something.
Oh, is that? Like a dead rat or something? Oh, man, it's disgusting.
Oh, was that really necessary? I really hope it's not a real dead rat. Like, that's the one thing that they actually put some effort into. Otherwise, this would actually be the second Logan Paul reference in this video. Suddenly, the cameraman slips and falls, claiming that it was a trap.
Did you guys see that? Freaking head was camouflage, like it was deliberately set up to be a trap.
Okay, Glenn, now you're freaking everybody out, all right?
I mean, dude, that would be embarrassing. I would claim that too. Of course, I didn't just fall like a loser and idiot. It was the Dover demon that set me up. So now we're claiming that it's not only a wild animal, but it's also intelligent enough to set up traps. Have you tried offering him a drink, maybe? Oh, it's just a prank, bro. Look at the hidden camera. But of course, now some of them are starting to get worried. But Chad seems to be completely dismissive, as if none of the things up until now were concerning.
You ready?
I don't know about this.
Baby, tomorrow we're all gonna be laughing about this, all right? 2 seconds. It's gonna be fast. Ready?
You just can't help but hate his guts. And it's here that the traumatic moment that is stuck in my brain all of this time happens.
Camera ready?
Hey, Chad, check this out. What about night vision?
No. I want a cleaner shot of the creature than that.
That's it? Wait. That's what spooked me this whole time? It doesn't even look remotely similar to a Dover demon. It's literally somebody that put on a spirit Halloween mask and hiked into a tree. You have got to be kidding me. That is the absolute lowest effort possible into scaring the viewer. But I can't really give them too hard of a time because it technically did work on me. Out of nowhere, Chad's girlfriend screams that the Dover demon came after her. And freaked out, Chad fires the gun? Pause for a second. The entire reason they entered the woods is because they believed the Dover demon wasn't real. And so they planned this whole fake video shoot, and he planned on aiming a real gun at his homie wearing a suit. Is this not a massive safety concern?
There have always been some overzealous fans or outright con artists who take advantage of true believers by perpetrating hoaxes.
You mean like this TV show tries to be? That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing right now. It seems pretty clear to me that they are trying to pass it off as a real creature that has been studied. To take a dark turn, they end up finding their friend Roy, and it turns out he actually shot him. Maybe the real Dover demon was Chad the whole time.
It's real. What? I saw it, man. The demon. It's real.
This part seems so ridiculous and overly dramatic. While he was just shot by his friend, his last words are the Dover demon is real. At this point, the Dover demon is 2 people away from clutching the 1v4. Terrified and trying to escape, Chad runs away and ends up falling and breaking his leg. And the 2 of them are left with no choice but to hide and hope the Dover demon doesn't find them. But then, the Dover demon appears. It says that the camera footage was found and they were all missing. And that's the end of the story. They definitely did a better job with that last section, but it's extremely hard to take seriously after all of the goofiness that happened for the last 20 minutes. It had the absolute worst acting and followed every horror movie trope you could possibly imagine. What a strange and completely outdated television program. It's really funny to think that this was an actual show that aired on Animal Planet, and now I can rest easy knowing that the Dover demon isn't real. That's all my time for now. If you enjoyed this video, you might like some of my other content. I also make pop music. You can check that out in the description below. Join the Discord community if you want to hang out and chat with me a little bit. And yeah, peace out.